Real shame to see a place like this neglected. Ours now.
So, that's not right. It spins.
What's that for?
Alright. Alright. And back online. To continue with the Apocrypha at Isaiah's XII-XIII 20 on page 848 of the Sepulchre Apocrypha. The vision which Isaiah, son of Amos, saw against Babylon, left up a standard on the mountain of the plain, exalt the voice to them, beckon with the hand, open the gates, ye rulers. I give command, and I bring them. Giants are coming to fulfill my wrath, rejoicing at the same time, and insulting a voice of many nations on the mountains, even like to that of many nations, a voice of kings and nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts has given command. to a warlike nation to come from a land afar off, from the utmost foundation of heaven. The Lord and his warriors are coming to destroy all the world. Howl ye, for the day of the Lord is near, and destruction from God shall arrive. Therefore every hand shall become powerless, and every soul of man shall be dismayed. The elders shall be troubled, and pangs shall seize them, as of a woman in travail. And wait, misspoke. Travail. Alright, let's see. Alright, I had to reread this part. The elders shall have misspoken. The elders shall be troubled, and pangs shall seize them, as of a woman in travail. And they shall mourn one to another, and shall be amazed, and shall change their countenance as a flame. For behold, the day of the Lord is coming, which cannot be escaped, a day of wrath and anger, to make the world desolate, and to destroy sinners out of it. For the stars of heaven, and Orion, and all the host of heaven shall not give their light, and it shall be dark at sunrise, and the moon shall not give her light. And I will command evils for the whole world, and will visit their sins on the ungodly, and I will destroy the pride of transgressors, and will bring low the pride of the haughty, and they that are left shall be more precious than gold tried in the fire, and a man shall be more precious than the stone that is in sulfur. Or is it Saphir? It basically spelled it Supphir. I'm guessing Saphir, or is it Saphir? For the heaven shall be enraged, and the earth shall be shaken from her foundation, because of the fierce anger of the Lord of hosts in the day in which his wrath shall come on, and they that are left shall be as a fleeing fawn, and as a stray sheep, and there shall be none to gather them, so that a man shall turn back to his people, and a man shall flee to his own land. For whosoever shall be taken shall be overcome, and they that are gathered together shall fall by the sword, and they shall dash their children before their eyes, and they shall spoil their houses, and shall take their wives. Behold, I will stir up against you the Medes, who do not regard silver, neither have they need of gold. They shall break the bows of the young men, and they shall have no mercy on your children, nor shall their eyes spare thy children. And Babylon, which is called glorious by the king of the Chaldeans, shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall any enter into it for many generations, neither shall the Arabians pass through it, nor shall shepherds at all rest in it, but wild beasts shall rest there, and the houses shall be filled with howling, and monsters shall rest there, and devils shall dance there. And I had to get my phone and see what this one's called. Alright, looks like I got to pull up Google on this bitch. Alright, let's see what this word says.
Satyrs.
Satyrs. And satyrs shall dwell there, and hedgehogs shall make their nests in their houses. It will come soon, and will not tarry. And the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel. and they shall rest on their land, and the stranger shall be added to them, yea, shall be added to the house of Jacob, and the Gentiles shall take them and bring them into their place, and they shall inherit them, and they shall be multiplied upon the land for servants and handmaidens, and they that took them captives shall become captives to them, and they that had lordship over them shall be under their rule. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and vexation, and from thy hard servitude wherein thou didst serve them, and thou shalt take up this lamentation against the king of Babylon. How has the extortioner ceased, and the taskmaster ceased? The Lord has broken the yoke of sinners, the yoke of princes, having smitten a nation in wrath with an incurable plague, smiting a nation with a wrathful plague, which spared them not. He rested in quiet. All the earth cries aloud with joy. The trees also of Libanus rejoice against thee, and the cedar of Libanus, saying, from the time that thou hast been laid low, no one has come up to cut us down. Hell from beneath is provoked to meet thee. All the great ones that have ruled over the earth have risen up together against thee. They that have raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations, all shall answer and say to thee, thou also hast been taken, even as we, and thy great mirth under thee. They shall spread corruption, and the worm shall be thy covering. How has Lucifer, that rose in the morning, fallen from heaven? He that sent orders to all the nations is crushed to the earth. But thou saidst, make sure I said this right. There's a saidst, or make sure I said this correctly. hope I didn't fuck up word here. Sidus. Yeah, I definitely fucked up. My bad. Thou sidest in thine heart. I will go up to heaven. I should say this right. But thou sidest. But thou sidest in thine heart. I will go up to heaven. I will set my throne above the stars of heaven. I will sit on a lofty mount, on the lofty mountains toward the north. I will go up above the clouds. I will be like the Most High. But now thou shalt go down to hell, even to the foundations of the earth. They that see thee shall wonder at thee and say, This is the man that troubled the earth, that made kings to shake, that made the whole world desolate and destroyed its cities. He loosed who were in captivity. All the kings of the nations lie in honor, every man in his house. But thou shalt be cast forth on the mountains as a loath carcass, with many dead who have been pierced with swords, going down to the grave, as a garment defiled with blood shall not be pure, so neither shalt thou be pure, because thou hast destroyed my land. Oh, actually I bumped the mouse. Alright, make sure it is because thou hast destroyed my land and hast slain my people. Thou shalt not endure forever. Thou an evil seed, prepare thy children to be slain for the sins of their father, that they arise not and inherit the earth, nor fill the earth with wars. And I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will destroy their name and remnant and seed, thus saith the Lord. And I will make the region of Babylon desert. Oh, I see. This is the region of Babylon desert, so that hedgehogs shall dwell there, and it shall come to nothing, and I will make it a pit of clay for destruction. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, as I have said, so it shall be, and as I have purposed, so the matter shall remain, even to destroy the Assyrians upon my land and upon my mountains, and they shall be for trampling, and their yoke shall be taken away from them, and their glory shall be taken away from their shoulders. This is the purpose which the Lord has purposed upon the whole earth, and this the hand that is uplifted against all the nations. For what the Holy God has purposed, who shall frustrate, and who shall turn back his uplifted hand? In the year in which King Achaz died, this word came: Rejoice not, all ye Philistines, because the yoke of him that smote you is broken. For out of the seed of the serpent shall come forth the young of asp, and their young shall come forth flying serpents, and the poor shall be fed by him, and poor men shall rest in peace. But he shall destroy thy seed with hunger, and shall destroy thy remnant. How, ye gates of cities, let the cities be troubled and cry, even all the Philistines, for smoke is coming from the north, and there is no possibility of living. And what shall the kings of the nations answer? That the Lord has founded Sion, and by him the poor of the people shall be saved. The word against the land of Moab. By night the land of Moab shall be destroyed, for by night the wall of the land of Moab shall be destroyed. Grieve for yourselves, for even Dibon, where your altar is, shall be destroyed. Thither shall ye go up to weep over Nabal of the land of Moab. How ye baldness shall be on every head, and all arms shall be wounded. Gird yourselves with sackcloth in her streets, and lament upon her roofs, and in her streets, and in her ways. Howl all of you with weeping, for I gotta find out what the fuck is this premise. Esabon. For Esabon, and what the fuck is this word? This is Elil.
Elul.
L. They're just saying L. L. Have cried. Their voice was heard to Jessa. Therefore, the lions of the region of Moab cry aloud. Her soul shall know. The heart of the region of Moab cries within her to Segor, for it is as a heifer of 3 years old, and on the ascent of Luith they shall go up to the weeping by the way of Aronim. She cries destruction and trembling. The water of Nimurim shall be desolate, and the grass thereof shall fail, for there shall be no green grass. Shall Moab even thus be delivered? For I will bring the Arabians upon the valley, and they shall take it, for the cry has reached the border of the region of Moab, even of Agalim, and her howling has gone as far as the wail of Enu, and the water of Dimon shall be filled with blood, for I will bring the Arabians upon Dimon, and I will take away the seed of Moab and Ariel and the remnant of Adama. I will send as it were reptiles on the land. Is not the mount of the daughter of Sion a desolate rock? For thou shalt be as a young bird taken away from a bird that has flown, even thou shalt be so, daughter of Moab. And then do thou, O Arnon, take farther counsel, and continually make thou a shelter from grief. They flee in darkness. At midday they are amazed. Be not thou led captive. The fugitives of Moab shall sojourn with thee. They shall be to you a shelter from the face of the pursuer, for thine alliance has been taken away, and the oppressing ruler has perished from off the earth, and a throne shall be established with mercy, and one shall sit upon it with truth in the tabernacle of David, judging and earnestly seeking judgments and hasting righteousness. We have heard of the pride of Moab. He is very proud. I have cut off his pride. Thy prophecy shall not be thus. No, not thus. Moab shall howl, for all shall howl in the land of Moab. But thou shalt care for them that dwell in Seth, and thou shalt not be ashamed. The plains of Gisbon shall mourn, the vine of Sebama, swallowing up the nations, trample ye her vines. Even to Jezer ye shall not come together, wander ye in the desert. They that were sent are deserted, for they have gone over to the sea. Therefore will I weep as with the weeping of Jezer, for the vine of Sebama, Gisbon, and Lyle. And Lyle have cast down thy trees, for I will trample on thy harvest, and on thy vintages, and all thy plants shall fall, and gladness and rejoicing shall be taken away from the vineyards, and they shall not rejoice at all in thy vineyards, and they shall not at all tread wine into the vats, for the vintage has ceased. Therefore my belly shall sound as a harp for Moab, and thou hast repaired my inward parts as a wall, and it shall be to thy shame, for Moab is wearied at the altars, that he shall go in to the idols thereof to pray, but they shall not be at all able to deliver him. This is the word which the Lord spoke against Moab, when he spoke. And now I say, in 3 years of the years of an hireling, I think it's a hireling.
Hireling.
Yeah, that's hireling. Alright. Hireling. The glory of Moab shall be dishonored with all his great wealth, and he shall be left few in number, and not honored. The word against Damascus. Behold, Damascus shall be taken away from among cities, and shall become a ruin, abandoned forever, to be a fold and resting place for flocks, and there shall be none to go after them, and she shall no longer be a strong place for Ephraim to flee to, and there shall no longer be a kingdom, Damascus, or a remnant of Syrians. Thou art no better than the children of Israel, even than their glory. Thus saith the Lord's the Lord of hosts. There shall be in that day a failure of the glory of Jacob, and the riches of his glory shall be shaken, and it shall be as if one should gather standing corn, and reap the grain of the ears, and it shall be as if one should gather ears in a rich valley, and as if there should be left stubble therein, or as it were the berries of an olive tree, 2 or 3 on the topmost bough, or as if 4 or 5 should be left on their branches. Thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel. In that day a man shall trust in him that made him, and his eyes shall have respect to the Holy One of Israel, and they shall not at all trust in their altars, nor in the works of their hands, which their fingers made, and they shall not look to the trees, nor to their abominations. In that day thy cities shall be deserted, as the Amorites and the Evians deserted theirs because of the children of Israel, and they shall be desolate, because thou hast forsaken God thy Saviour, and hast not been mindful of the Lord thy helper. Thereof shalt thou plant a false plant, and a false seed. In the day wherein thou shalt plant, thou shalt be deceived. But if thou sow in the morning, the seed shall spring up for a crop in the day wherein thou shalt obtain an inheritance, and as a man's father thou shalt obtain an inheritance for thy sons. Woe to the multitude of many nations, as the swelling sea, so shall ye be confounded, and the force of many nations shall sound like water. Many nations like much water, as when much water rushes violently, and they shall drive him away, and pursue him afar, as the dust of chaff, when men winnow before the wind, and as a storm whirling the dust of the wheel toward evening, and there shall be grief before the morning, and he shall not be. This is the portion of them that spoiled you, and the inheritance to them that robbed you of your inheritance. Woe to you, ye wings of the land of ships, beyond the rivers of Ethiopia. He sends messengers by the sea, and paper letters on the water. For swift messengers shall go to a lofty nation, and to a strange and harsh people who is beyond it, a nation not looked for, and trodden down. Now all the rivers of the land shall be inhabited as an inhabited country. Their land shall be as when a signal is raised from a mountain. It shall be audible as the sound of a trumpet. For thus said the Lord to me, there shall be security in my city as the light of noonday heat, and it shall be as a cloud of dew in the day of harvest before the reaping time, when the flower has been completely formed, and the unripe grape has put forth its flower and blossomed. Then shall he take away the little clusters with pruning hooks, and shall take away the small branches and cut them off, and he shall leave them together to the birds of the sky, and to the wild beasts of the earth, and the fowls of the sky shall be gathered upon them, and all the beasts of the land shall come upon him. In that time shall presents be brought to the Lord of hosts from a people afflicted and peeled, and from a people great from henceforth and forever, a nation hoping and yet trodden down, which is in a part of a river of his hand. Oh wait, it's not hand, it's land. Alright, make sure it says right. A nation hoping and yet trodden down, which is in a part of a river of his land, to the place where is the name of the Lord of hosts, the Mount Sion. The vision of Egypt. Behold, the Lord sits on a swift cloud, and shall come to Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and their heart shall faint within them, and the Egyptians shall be stirred up against the Egyptians, and a man shall fight against his brother, and a man against his neighbor, city against city, and law against law. And the spirit of the Egyptians shall be troubled within them, and I will frustrate their counsel, and they shall inquire of their gods and their images, and them that speak out of the earth, and them that have in them a divining spirit, and I will deliver Egypt into the hands of men, of cruel lords and cruel kings shall rule over them. Thus saith the Lord of hosts. And the Egyptians shall drink the water that is by the sea, but the river shall fail and be dried up, and the streams shall fail, and the canals of the river, and every reservoir of water shall be dried up, in every marsh also of reed and peppers, and all the green herbage round about the river, and everything sown by the side of the river shall be blasted with the wind and dried up, and the fishermen shall groan, and all that cast a hook into the river shall groan, they also that cast nets, and the anglers shall mourn, and shame shall come upon them that work fine flax, and them that make fine linen, and they that work at them shall be in pain, and all that make beer shall be grieved, and be pained in their souls, and the princes of Tennis shall be fools. As for the king's wise counselors, their counsel shall be turned into folly. How will ye say to the king, we are sons of wise men, sons of ancient kings? Where are now thy wise men? And let them declare to thee, and say, what has the Lord of hosts purposed upon Egypt? The princes of Tennis have failed, and the princes of Memphis are lifted up with pride, and they shall cause Egypt to wander by tribes. For the Lord has prepared for them a spirit of error, and they have caused Egypt to err in all their works, as one staggers, who is drunken, and vomits also. And there shall be no work to the Egyptians, which shall make head or tail, or beginning or end. But in that day the Egyptians shall be as women, in fear and in trembling because of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which he shall bring upon them. And the land of the Jews shall be for a terror to the Egyptians. Whosoever shall name it to them, they shall. Sorry, I have actually misspoke. Whosoever shall name it to them, they shall fear, because of the counsel which the Lord of hosts has purposed concerning it. In that day there shall be 5 cities in Egypt, speaking the language of Canaan, and swearing by the name of the Lord of hosts. 1 city shall be called the city of Asedek. In that day there shall be an altar to the Lord in the land of the Egyptians, and pillar to the Lord by its border, and it shall be for a sign to the Lord forever in the land of Egypt. For they shall presently cry to the Lord by reason of them that afflict them, and he shall send them a man who shall save them. He shall judge and save them, and the Lord shall be known to the Egyptians. And make sure it says right. He shall judge and save them, and the Lord shall be known to the Egyptians, and the Egyptians shall know the Lord in that day, and they shall offer sacrifices and shall vow vows to the Lord and pay them. And the Lord shall smite the Egyptians with a stroke, and shall completely heal them, and they shall return to the Lord, and he shall hear them, and thoroughly heal them. In that day there shall be a way from Egypt to the Assyrians, and the Assyrians shall enter into Egypt, and the Egyptians shall go to the Assyrians, and the Egyptians shall serve the Assyrians. In that day shall Israel be third with the Egyptians and the Assyrians. Blessed in the land which the Lord of hosts has blessed, saying, Blessed be my people that is in Egypt, and that is among the Assyrians and Israel, mine inheritance. In the year when Tenathan came to Azotus, when he was sent by Arna, king of the Assyrians, king of the Assyrians, and warred against Azotus, and took it. Then the Lord spoke to
Isaias.
Then the Lord spoke to Isaias, the son of Amos, saying, Go and take the sackcloth off thy loins, and loose thy sandals from off thy feet, and do thus going naked and barefoot. And the Lord said, As my servant Isaiah has walked naked and barefoot 3 years, there shall be 3 years for signs and wonders to the Egyptians and Ethiopians. For thus shall the king of the Assyrians lead the captivity of Egypt, and the Ethiopians, young men and old, naked and barefoot, having the shame of Egypt exposed, and the Egyptians being defeated shall be ashamed of the Ethiopians, in whom they had trusted, for they were their glory, and they that dwell in this island shall say in that day, Behold, we trusted to flee to them for help, who could not save themselves from the king of the Assyrians. And how shall we be saved? The vision of the desert. As though a whirlwind should pass through the desert, coming from a desert, even from such a land, so a fearful and a grievous vision was declared to me. He that is treacherous deals treacherously, the transgressor transgresses, the Elamites are upon me, and the ambassadors of the Persians come against me. Now will I groan and comfort myself. Therefore are my loins filled with feebleness, and pangs have seized me as a traveling woman. I dealt wrongfully that I might not hear. I hasted that I might not see. My heart wanders, and transgression overwhelms me. My soul is occupied with fear. Prepare the table. Eat, drink, arise, ye princes, and prepare your shields. For thus said the Lord to me, Go and station a watchman for thyself, and declare whatever thou shalt see. And I saw 2 mounted horsemen, and a rider on an ass, and a rider on a camel. Hearken with great attention, and call thou Urias to the watchtower. The Lord has spoken. I stood continually during the day, and I stood in the camp all the night. And behold, he comes riding in a chariot and pair. And he answered, he said, Babylon is fallen, and all her images and her idols have been crushed to the ground. Hear ye that are left, and ye that are in pain, hear what things I have heard of the Lord of hosts, which the God of Israel has declared to us. the vision of Idumea. Call to me out of Seir, guard ye the bulwarks. I watch in the morning and the night. If thou wouldest inquire and dwell by me, thou mayest lodge in the forest in the evening, or in the way of Dedan. Yet the I misspoke on that one. Yet, damn it. See, alright, I misspoke again. Ye that dwell. That's what I'm trying to say it third time. Ye that dwell in the country of Theman, bring water to meet him that is thirsty. Meet the fugitives with bread, because of the multitude of the slain, and because of the multitude of them that lose their way, and because of the multitude of swords, and because of the multitude of bent bows, and because of the multitude of them that have fallen in war. For thus said the Lord to me, yet a year as the year of an hireling, and the glory of the sons of Kedar, it shall fail. The sons of Kedar shall fail, and the remnant of the strong bows of the sons of Kedar shall be small, for the Lord God of Israel has spoken it. The word of the valley of Zion. What has happened to thee, that now ye are all gone up to the housetops, which help you not? The city is filled with shouting men. Thy slain are not slain with swords, nor are thy dead those who have died in battle. All thy princes have fled, and thy captives are tightly bound, and the mighty men in three. Damn it. Make sure I read this right. And the mighty men in thee have fled far away. Therefore I said, let me alone. Alright, make sure I read this correctly. All thy princes have fled, and thy captives are tightly bound, and the mighty men in thee have fled far away. Therefore I said, let me alone. I will weep bitterly. Labor not to comfort me for the breach of the daughter of my people, for it is a day of trouble, and of destruction, and of treading down, and there is perplexity sent from the Lord of hosts. They wander in the valley of Sion. They wander from the least to the greatest on the mountains, and the Edomites took their quivers, and there were men mounted on horses, and there was a gathering for battle. And it shall be that thy choice valleys shall be filled with chariots and horsemen shall block up thy gates, and they shall uncover the gates of Judah, and they shall look in that day on the choice houses of the city, and they shall uncover the secret places of the houses of the citadel of David. And they saw that they were many, and that one had turned the water of the old pool into the city, and that they had pulled down the houses of Jerusalem to fortify the wall of the city. And ye procured to yourselves water between the two walls within the ancient pool, but ye looked not to him that made it from the beginning, and regarded not him that created it. And the Lord of hosts, called in that day for weeping and lamentation and baldness, and for girding with sackcloth, but they engage in joy and gladness, slaying calves and killing sheep, so as to eat flesh and drink wine, saying, Let us eat and drink, for tomorrow we die. And these things are revealed in the ears of the Lord of hosts. For this sin shall not be forgiven you until ye die. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, Go into the chamber of... Oh wait. I misspoke. Make sure it says right. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, Go into the chamber to Sumnos, the treasurer, and say to him, Why art thou here? And what hast thou to do here, that thou hast here hewn thyself a sepulchre, and madest thyself a sepulchre on high, and hast graven for thyself a dwelling in the rock? Behold, now the Lord of hosts cast forth, and will utterly destroy such a man, and will take away thy robe and thy glorious crown, and will cast thee into a great and unmeasured land, and there thou shalt die, and he will bring thy fair chariot to shame, and the house of thy prince to be trodden down, and thou shalt be removed from thy stewardship and from thy place. And it shall come to pass in that day that I will call my servant Eliakim. Where's this? Eliakim. Let me pull this damn Google Lens on this bitch. Okay. Oh, there we go. Eliakim. Alright, what was I always? And it shall come to pass in that day that I will call my servant Eliakim, the son of What is this called? Chelseas. Sons of Chelseas. And I will put on him thy robe, and I will grant him thy crown with power, and I will give thy stewardship into his hands, and he shall be as a father to them that dwell in Jerusalem, and to them that dwell in Judah. And I will give him the glory of David, and he shall rule, and there shall be none to speak against him. And I will give him the key of the house of David upon his shoulder, and he shall open, and there shall be none to shut, and he shall shut, and there shall be none to open, and there shall be none to open, and I will make him a ruler in a sure place, and he shall be for a glorious throne of his father's house. And every one that is glorious in the house of his father shall trust in him, from the least to the greatest, and they shall depend upon him in that day. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the man that is fastened in the sure place shall be removed, and be taken away, and shall fall, and the glory that is upon him shall be utterly destroyed, for the Lord has spoken it. The word concerning Tyre. How ye ships of Carthage, for she has perished, and men no longer arrive from the land of the Scythians. Is that what the fuck it is called? Scythians? Land of the Scythians. She is led captive, to whom are the dwellers in the island become like the merchants of Phoenix. Oh, no, wait. I misspoke. The merchants of Phoenix. You know what? Fuck, I'm gonna get this damn Google on this bitch and see what the fuck it's actually called. Venus. The merchants of Venus, passing over the sea in great waters, a generation of merchants, as when the harvest is gathered in, so are these traders with the nations. Be ashamed, O Sidon. The sea has said, yea, the strength of the sea has said, I have not traveled, nor brought forth, nor have I brought up young men, nor reared virgins. Moreover, when it shall be heard in Egypt, sorrow shall seize them for Tyre. Depart ye to Carthage. Howl ye that dwell in the in this island. Was not this your pride from the beginning, before she was given up? Who has devised this counsel against Tyre? Is she inferior, or has she no strength? Her merchants were the glorious princes of the earth. The Lord of hosts has purposed to bring down all the pride of the glorious ones, and to disgrace every glorious thing on the earth. To thy land, for ships no more come out of Carthage, and thy hand prevails no more by sea, which trouble kings. The Lord of hosts has given a command concerning Canaan, to destroy the strength thereof, and men shall say, Ye shall no longer at all continue to insult and injure the daughter of Sidon. And if thou depart to these, what the fuck is this called again? Sidonians, to the Sidonians, neither there shalt thou have rest. And if thou depart to the land of the Chaldeans, this also is laid waste by the Assyrians, for her wall is fallen. How, ye ships of Carthage, for your stronghold is destroyed. And it shall come to pass in that day that Tyre shall be left 70 years, as the time of a king, as the time of a man. And it shall come to pass after 70 years that Tyre shall be as the song of a harlot. Take a harp, go about, O city, thou harlot, that hast been forgotten. Play well on the harp, sing many songs, that thou mayest be remembered. And it shall come to pass after the 70 years that God will visit Tyre, and she shall be again restored to her primitive state, and she shall be a mart for all the kingdoms of the world on the face of the earth. And her trade and her gain shall be holiness to the Lord. It shall not be gathered for them, but for those that dwell before the Lord, even all her trade, to eat and drink, and be filled, and for a covenant, and a memorial before the Lord. Behold, the Lord is about to lay waste the world, and will make it desolate, and will lay bare the surface of it, and scatter them that dwell therein. And the people shall be as the priest, and the servant as the Lord, and the maid as the mistress. The buyer shall be as the seller, the lender as the borrower, and the debtor as his creditor. The earth shall be completely laid waste, and the earth shall be utterly spoiled for the mouth of the Lord has spoken these things. The earth mourns, and the world is ruined. The lofty ones of the earth are mourning, and she has sinned by reason of her inhabitants, because they have transgressed the law, and changed the ordinances, even the everlasting covenant. Therefore a curse shall consume the earth, because the inhabitants thereof have sinned. Thereof the dwellers in the earth shall be poor, and few men shall be left. The wine shall mourn, the vine shall mourn, all the merry-hearted. Shall sigh. The mirth of timbrels has ceased. The sound of the harp has ceased. They are ashamed. They have not drunk wine. Strong drink has become bitter to them that drink it. All the city has become desolate. One shall shut his house so that none shall enter. There is a howling for the wine everywhere. All the mirth of the land has ceased. All the mirth of the land has departed, and cities shall be left desolate, and houses being left shall fall to ruin. All this shall be in the land, in the midst of the nations, as if one should strip an olive tree, so shall they strip them. But when the vintage is done, these shall cry aloud, and they that are left on the land shall rejoice together in the glory of the Lord. The water of the sea shall be troubled, therefore shall the glory of the Lord be in the isles of the sea. The name of the Lord shall be glorious, O Lord God of Israel. From the ends of the earth we have heard wonderful things, and there is hope to the godly. But they shall say, Woe to the despisers that despise the law. Fear and a pit and a snare are upon you that dwell on the earth. And it shall come to pass that he that flees from the fear shall fall into the pit, and he that comes up out of the pit shall be caught by the snare. For windows have been opened in heaven, and the foundations of the earth shall be shaken. The earth shall be utterly confounded, and the earth shall be completely perplexed. It reels as a drunkard, and one oppressed with wine, and the earth shall be shaken as a storehouse of fruits. For iniquity has prevailed upon it, and it shall fall, and shall not be able to rise, and God shall bring his hand upon the host of heaven, and upon the kings of the earth, and they shall gather the multitude thereof into prisons, and they shall shut them into a stronghold. After many generations they shall be visited, and the brick shall decay, and the wall shall fall, for the Lord shall reign from out of Zion and out of Jerusalem. and shall be glorified before his elders. O Lord God, I will glorify thee. I will sing to thy name, for thou hast done wonderful things, even an ancient and faithful counsel. So be it. For thou hast made cities a heap, even cities made strong, that their foundations should not fall. The city of ungodly men shall not be built forever. Therefore shall the poor people bless thee, and cities of injured men shall bless thee. For thou hast been a helper to every lowly city, and a shelter to them that were disheartened by reason of poverty. Thou shalt deliver them from wicked men. Thou hast been a shelter of them that thirst, and a refreshing air to injured men. We were as faint-hearted men thirsting in Sion, by reason of ungodly men, to whom thou didst deliver us. And the Lord of hosts shall make a feast for all the nations. On this mount they shall drink gladness, they shall drink wine, they shall anoint themselves with ointment in this mountain. Impart thou all these things to the nations, for this is God's counsel upon all the nations. Death has prevailed and swallowed men up, but again the Lord God has taken away every tear from every face. He has taken away the reproach of his people from all the earth, for the mouth of the Lord has spoken it. And in that day they shall say, Behold our God, in whom we have trusted, and he shall save us. This is the Lord. We have waited for him, and we have exulted, and will rejoice in our salvation. God will give rest on this mountain, and the country of Moab shall be trodden down, as they tread the floor with wagons, and he shall spread forth his hands, even as he also brings down man to destroy him. And he shall bring low his pride in regard to the thing on which he has laid his hands, and he shall bring down the height of the refuge of the wall, and it shall come down even to the ground. In that day they shall sing this song in the land of Judea. Behold, a strong city, and he shall make salvation its wall and bulwark. Open ye the gates. Let the nation enter that keeps righteousness and keeps truth, supporting truth and keeping peace. For on thee, O Lord, they have trusted with confidence forever, the great, the eternal God, who hast humbled and brought down them that dwell on high, thou shalt cast down strong cities and bring them to the ground, and the feet of the meek and lowly shall trample them. The way of the godly is made straight, the way of the godly is also prepared, for the way of the Lord is judgment. We have hoped in thy name, and on the remembrance of thee, which our soul longs for. My spirit seeks thee very early in the morning, O God, for thy commandments are a light on the earth. Learn righteousness, ye that dwell upon the earth. For the ungodly one is put down. For the ungodly one is put down, no one who will not learn righteousness on the earth shall be able to do the truth. Let the ungodly be taken away, that he see not the glory of the Lord. O Lord, thine arm is exalted, yet they knew it not. But when they know, they shall be ashamed, justly shall seize upon an untaught nation, and now fire shall devour the adversaries. O Lord our God, give us peace, for thou hast rendered to us all things. O Lord our God, take possession of us. O Lord, we know not any other beside thee. We name thy name, but the dead shall not see life, neither shall physicians by any means raise them up. Therefore thou hast brought wrath upon them, and slain them, and hast taken away every male of them. Bring more evils upon them, O Lord. Bring more evils on the glorious ones of the earth. Lord, in affliction I remember thee. Thy chastening was to us with small affliction, and as a woman in travail draws nigh to be delivered, and cries out in her pain, so have we been to thy beloved. We have conceived, O Lord, because of thy fear, and have been in pain, and and have make sure this is right. O Lord, because of thy fear, and have been in pain, and have brought forth the breath of thy salvation, which we have wrought upon the earth. We shall not fall, but all that dwell upon the land shall fall. The dead shall rise, and they that are in the tombs shall be raised, and they that are in the earth shall rejoice, for the dew from thee is healing to them. But the land of the ungodly shall perish. Go, my people, enter into thy closets. Shut thy door, hide thyself for a little season, until the anger of the Lord have passed away. For behold, the Lord is bringing wrath from his holy place upon the dwellers. Make sure I say this right. from his holy place upon the dwellers on the earth. The earth also shall disclose her blood, and shall not cover her slain. In that day God shall bring his holy and great and strong sword upon the dragon, even the serpent that flees upon the dragon, the crooked serpent. He shall destroy the dragon. In that day there shall be a fair vineyard, and a desire to commence a song concerning it. I am a strong city, a city in a siege. In vain shall I water it, for it shall be taken by night, and by day the wall shall fall. There is no woman that has not taken hold of it. Who will set me to watch stubble in the field? Because of this enemy I have set her aside. Therefore, on this account, the Lord has done all that he appointed. I am burnt up. They that dwell in her shall cry, let us make peace with him. Let us make peace. They that are coming are the children of Jacob. Israel shall bud and blossom, and the world shall be filled with his fruit. Shall he himself be thus smitten, even as he smote, and as he slew, shall he be thus slain, fighting and reproaching, he will dismiss them. Didst thou not meditate with a harsh spirit to slay them with a wrathful spirit? Therefore shall the iniquity of Jacob be taken away, and this is his blessing, when I shall have taken away his sin, when they shall have broken to pieces all the stones of the altars as fine dust, and their trees shall not remain, and their idols shall be cut off as a thicket afar off. The flock that dwelt there shall be left as a deserted flock, and the ground shall be for a long time for pasture, and there shall flocks lie down to rest, and after a time there shall be in it no green thing, because of the grass being parched. Come hither, ye women that come from a sight, for it is a people of no understanding. Therefore he that made them shall have no pity upon them, and he that formed them shall have no mercy upon them. And it shall come to pass in that day that God shall fence men off from the channel of the river as far as Renokorua. But do ye gather one by one the children of Israel, and it shall come to pass in that day that they shall blow the great trumpet, and the last ones in the land of the Assyrians shall come, and the lost ones in Egypt, and shall worship the Lord on the holy mountain in Jerusalem. Woe to the crown of pride, the hirelings of Ephraim, the flower that has fallen from the glory of the top of the fertile mountain, that they that are drunken without wine. Behold, the anger of the Lord is strong and severe as descending hail, where there is no shelter, violently descending as a great body of water sweeping away the soil. He shall make rest for the land, the crown of pride, the hirelings of Ephraim shall be beaten down with the hands and with the feet, and the fading flower of the glorious hope on the top of the high mountain shall be as the early fig. He that sees it before he takes it into his hand will desire to swallow it down. In that day the Lord of hosts shall be the crown of hope, the woven crown of glory to the remnant of the people. They shall be left in the spirit of judgment for judgment, and for the strength of them that hinder slaying. For these have trespassed through wine, they have erred through strong drink. The priest and the prophet are mad through strong drink. They are swallowed up by reason of wine. They have staggered through drunkenness. They have erred. This is their vision. A curse shall devour this counsel, for this is their counsel, for the sake of covetousness. To whom have we reported evils? And to whom have we reported a message? Even to those that are weaned from the milk, who are drawn from the breast. Expect thou affliction on affliction, hope upon hope, yet a little, and yet a little. By reason of the contemptuous words of the lips, by means of another language, for they shall speak to this people, saying to them, this is the rest to them that is hungry, and this is the calamity, but they would not hear. Therefore the oracle of God shall be to them affliction on affliction, hope on hope, yet a little and yet a little, that they may go and fall backward, and they shall be crushed, and shall be in danger, and shall be taken. Therefore hear ye the word of the Lord, ye afflicted men, and ye princes of this people that is in Jerusalem. Because ye have said, we have made a covenant with Hades, and agreements with death. If the rushing storm should pass, it shall not come upon us. We have made falsehood our hope, and by falsehood shall we be protected. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, even the Lord, behold, I lay for the foundations of Zion a costly stone, a choice, a cornerstone, a precious stone for its foundations, and he that believes on him shall by no means be ashamed. And if I will cause judgment to be for hope, and my compassion shall be for just measures, and ye that trust vainly in falsehood shall fall, for the storm shall by no means pass by you, except it also take away your covenant of death, and your trust in Hades shall by no means stand. If the rushing storm should come upon you, ye shall be beaten down by it. Whenever it shall pass by, it shall take you morning by morning. It shall pass by in the day, and in the night there shall be an evil hope. Learn to hear, ye that are distressed. We cannot fight, but we are ourselves too weak for you to be gathered. The Lord shall rise up as a mountain of ungodly men, and shall be in the valley of Gabon, and he shall perform his works with wrath, even a work of bitterness, and his wrath shall deal strangely, and his destruction shall be strange. Therefore do not ye rejoice. Make sure it says right. Therefore do not ye rejoice, neither let your hands be made strong, for I have heard of works finished and cut short by the Lord of hosts, which he will execute upon all the earth. Hearken and hear my voice, attend and hear my words. Will the plowman plow all the day, or will make sure it says right, or will he prepare the seed beforehand, before he tills the ground? Does he not, when he has leveled the surface thereof, then sow the small black poppy or cumin, and afterward sow wheat and barley and millet and bread corn in thy borders? So thou shalt be chastened by the judgment of thy God, and shalt rejoice, for the black poppy is not cleansed with harsh treatment, nor will a wagon wheel pass over the cumin, but the black poppy is threshed with a rod, and the cumin shall be eaten with bread. For I will not be wroth with you forever, neither shall the voice of my anger crush you. And these signs came forth from the Lord of hosts. Take counsel, exalt vain comfort. Alas, make sure it's right. Alas for the city of Ariel, which David besieged. Gather ye fruits year by year. Eat ye, for ye shall eat with Moab. For I will grievously afflict Ariel, and her strength and her wealth shall be mine. And I will compass thee about like David, and will raise a mound about thee, and set up towers round thee, and thy words shall be brought down to the earth, and thy words shall sink down to the earth, and thy voice shall be as they that speak out of the earth, and thy voice shall be lowered to the ground. But the wealth of the ungodly shall be as dust from a wheel, and the multitude of them that oppresses thee as flying chaff, and it shall be suddenly as a moment from the Lord of hosts. For there shall be a visitation with thunder and earthquake, and a loud noise, a rushing tempest, and devouring flame of fire, and the wealth of all the nations together, as many as have fought against Ariel, and all they that war against Jerusalem, and all who are gathered against her, and they that distress her shall be as one that dreams in sleep by night, and as men drink and eat in sleep. And when they have arisen, the dream is vain, and as a thirsty man dreams, as if he drank, and having arisen is still thirsty, and his soul has desired in vain. So shall be the wealth of all the nations, as many as have fought against the Mount Sion. Faint ye, and be amazed, and be overpowered, not with strong drink, nor with wine, for the Lord has made you to drink a spirit of deep sleep, and he shall close their eyes, and the eyes of their prophets, and the and of their rulers who see secret things, and all these things shall be to you as the words of this sealed book, which if they shall give to a learned man, saying, read this, he shall then say, I cannot read it, for it is sealed. And this book shall be given into the hands of a man that is unlearned, and one shall say to him, read this, and he shall say, I am not learned. And the Lord has said, this people draw nigh to me with their mouth, and they honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. But in vain do they worship me, teaching the commandments and doctrines of men. Therefore, behold, I will proceed to remove this people, and I will remove them, and I will destroy the wisdom of the wise, and will hide the understanding of the prudent. Woe to them that deepen the counsel, and not by the Lord. Woe to them that take secret counsel, and whose works are in darkness. And they say, who is make sure I misspoke. Woe to them that take secret counsel, and whose works are in darkness, and they say, Who has seen us? And who shall know us, or what we do? Shall ye not be counted as clay of the potter? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, Thou didst not form me, or the work to the maker, Thou hast not made me wisely? Is it not yet a little while? Make sure it says right. Is it not yet a little while, and Libanus shall be changed as the mountain of Carmel, and Carmel shall be reckoned as a forest. And in that day the deaf shall hear the words of the book, and they that are in darkness, and they that are in mist. The eyes of the blind shall see, and the poor shall rejoice with joy because of the Lord. And they that had no hope among men shall be filled with joy. The lawless man has come to naught, and the proud man has perished, and they that transgress maliciously have been utterly destroyed, and they that cause men to sin by a word, and men shall make all that reprove in the gates an offense, because they have unjustly turned aside the righteous. Therefore thus saith the Lord concerning the house of Jacob, whom he set apart from Abraham, Jacob shall not now be ashamed, neither shall he now change countenance. But when their children shall have seen my works, they shall sanctify my name for my sake, and they shall sanctify the Holy One of Jacob, and shall fear the God of Israel. And they that erred in spirit shall know understanding, and the murmurers shall learn obedience, and the stammering tongues shall learn to speak peace. Woe to the apostate children, saith the Lord. Ye have framed counsel, not by me, and covenants, not by my spirit, to add sins to sins, even they that proceed to go down into Egypt. But they have not inquired of me, that they might be helped by Pharaoh, and protected by the Egyptians. For the protection of Pharaoh shall be to you a disgrace, and there shall be a reproach to them that trust in Egypt. For there are princes in tents, evil messengers. In vain shall they labor in seeking to a people which shall not profit them for help, but shall be for a shame and reproach. The vision of the quadrupeds in the desert, in the in affliction and distress, where are the lion and lion's whelp. Thence come also asp, and the young of flying asp, there shall they be who bore their wealth on asses and camels to a nation which shall not profit them. The Egyptians shall help you utterly in vain. Tell them this your consolation is vain. Now then, sit down and write these words on a table and in a book, for these things shall be for many long days and even forever. For the people is disobedient, false children, who would not hear the law of God, who say to the prophets, report not to us, and to them that see visions, speak them not to us, but speak and report to us another error, and turn us aside from this way, remove from us this path, and remove from us the oracle of Israel. Therefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye have refused to obey these words, and have trusted in falsehood, and because thou hast murmured and been confident in this respect, therefore shall this sin be to you as a wall suddenly falling when a strong city has been taken, of which the fall is very near at hand, and the fall thereof shall be as the breaking of an earthen vessel, as small fragments of a pitcher, so that thou shouldest not find among them a sherd with which thou mightest take up fire, and with which thou shouldest draw a little water. Thus saith the Lord, the Holy Lord of Israel, when thou shalt turn and mourn, then thou shalt be saved, and thou shalt know where thou wast when thou didst trust in vanities. Then your strength became vain, yet ye would not hearken, but ye said, we will flee upon horses. Therefore shall ye flee, and we will be aided by swift riders. Therefore shall they that pursue you be swift. 1,000 shall flee because of the voice of one, and many shall flee on account of the voice of 5, until ye be left as a signal post upon a mountain, and as one bearing an ensign upon a hill. And the Lord will again wait that he may pity you, and will therefore be exalted, that he may have mercy upon you, because the Lord your God is a judge. Blessed are they that stay themselves upon him. For the holy people shall dwell in Sion, and whereas Jerusalem has wept bitterly, saying, pity me, he shall pity thee, when he perceive the voice of thy cry. He hearken to thee, and thou, the Lord shall give you the bread of affliction and scant water, yet they that cause thee to err shall no more at all draw nigh to thee. For thine eyes shall see those that cause thee to err, and thine ears shall hear the words of them that went after thee to lead thee astray, who say to this is the way, let us walk in it, whether to the right or to the left. And thou shalt pollute the plated idols, and thou shalt grind to powder the gilt ones, and shalt scatter them as the water of a removed woman. And thou shalt thrust them forth as dung. Then shall there be rain to the seed of thy land, and the bread of the fruit of thy land shall be plenteous and rich, and thy cattle shall feed in that day in a fertile and spacious place. Your bulls and your oxen that till the ground shall eat chaff mixed with winnowed barley. And there shall be upon every lofty mountain, and upon every high hill, water running in that day, when many shall perish, and when the towers shall fall, and the light of the moon shall be as the light of the sun, and the light of the sun shall be sevenfold in the day when the Lord shall heal the breach of his people, and shall heal the pain of thy wound. Behold, the name of the Lord comes after a long time, burning wrath. The word of his lips is with glory, a word full of anger, and the anger of his wrath shall devour as fire, and his breath as rushing water in a valley, shall reach as far as the neck, and be divided, to confound the nations for their vain error. Error also shall pursue them, and overtake them. Must ye always rejoice, and go into my holy places continually, as they that keep a feast? And must ye go with a pipe, as those that rejoice, into the mountain of the Lord, to the God of Israel? And the Lord shall make his glorious voice to be heard, and the wrath of his arm to make a display with wrath and anger and devouring flame. He shall lighten terribly, and his wrath shall be as water and violent hail. For by the voice of the Lord the Assyrians shall be overcome, even by the stroke wherewith he shall smite them. And it shall happen to him from every side, that they from whom their hope of assistance was, in which he trusted themselves, shall war against him in turn with drums and with harp. For thou shalt be required before thy time. Has it been prepared for thee also to reign? Nay, God has prepared for thee a deep trench, wood, piled fire, and much wood. The wrath of the Lord shall be as a trench kindled with sulfur. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, who trust in horses and chariots, for they are many, and in horses which are a great multitude, and have not trusted in the Holy One of Israel, and have not sought the Lord. Therefore he has wisely brought evils upon them, and his word shall not be frustrated. And he shall rise up against the houses of wicked men, and against their vain hope, even an Egyptian, a man and not God, the flesh of horses, and there is no help in them. But the Lord shall bring his hand upon them, and the helpers shall fail, and all shall perish together. For thus said the Lord to me, as a lion would roar for, or a, make sure it says right, as a lion would roar, or a lion's whelp over prey which he has taken, and cry over it until the mountains are filled with his voice, and the animals are awestruck and tremble at the variances. Oh, make sure this is right. Fierceness. Make sure this is right. At the fierceness of his wrath. So the Lord of hosts shall descend to fight upon the Mount Sion, even upon her mountains. As birds flying, so shall the Lord of hosts defend. He shall defend Jerusalem, and he shall rescue and save and deliver. Turn ye, children of Israel, who devised a deep and sinful counsel, for in that day men shall renounce their silver idol. Make sure it says right. For in that day men shall renounce their silver idols, and their golden idols which their hands made, and the Assyrian shall fall, not the sword of a great man, nor the sword of a mean man shall devour him. Neither shall he flee from the face of the sword, but the young men shall be overthrown, for they shall be compassed with rocks as with a trench, and shall be worsted. And he that flees shall be taken. Thus saith the Lord, blessed is he that has a seed in Sion, and household friends in Jerusalem. For behold, a righteous king shall reign, and princes shall govern with judgment, and a man shall hide his words and be hidden as from rushing water, and shall appear in Sion as a rushing river, glorious in a thirsty land. And they shall no more trust in men, but they shall incline their ears to hear, and the heart of the weak ones shall attend to hear, and the stammering tongues shall soon learn to speak peace, and they shall no more at all tell a fool to rule, and thy servants shall no more at all say, be silent. For the fool shall speak foolish words, and his heart shall meditate vanities, and to perform lawless deeds, and to speak error against the Lord, to scatter hungry souls, and he will cause the thirsty souls to be empty. For the counsel of the wicked will devise iniquity to destroy the poor with the unjust words, and ruin the cause of the poor in judgment. But the godly have devised wise measures, and this counsel shall stand. Rise up, ye rich women, and hear my voice, ye confident daughters, hearken to my words. Remember for a full year in pain, yet with hope. The vintage has been cut off. It has ceased. It shall by no means come again. Be amazed, be pained, ye confident ones. Strip you bare yourselves, gird your loins, and beat on your breast, because of the pleasant field and the fruit of the vine. As for the land of my people, the thorn and grass shall come upon it, and joy shall be removed from every house. As for the rich city, their houses are deserted. They shall abandon the wealth of the city, and the pleasant houses and the villages shall be caves forever. The joy of wild asses, shepherds, pastors, until the Spirit shall come upon you from on high, and Carmel. I want to find out about my phone. What it's actually called.
Shermal.
Shermal. This is what the fuck it's called? And Shermal. It's like a damn toilet paper like company. Shermal. Anyways, and Shermal shall be desert, and Shermal shall be counted for a forest. Then judgment shall abide in the wilderness, and righteousness shall dwell in Carmel, and the works of righteousness shall be peace, and righteousness shall ensure rest, and the righteous shall be confident forever, and his people shall inhabit a city of peace, and dwell in it in confidence, and they shall rest in wealth. And if the hail should come down, it shall not come upon you. And if I misspoke. And they that dwell in the forest shall be in confidence, as those in the plain country. Blessed are they that sow by every water, where the ox and ass tread. Woe to them that afflict you, but no one makes you miserable. But no one makes you miserable. And he that deals perfidiously with you does not deal perfidiously. They that deal perfidiously shall be taken and given up, and as a moth on a garment, so shall they be spoiled. Lord, have mercy upon us, for we have trusted in thee. The seed of the rebellious is gone to destruction, but our deliverance was in a time of affliction, by reason of the terrible sound the nations were dismayed. For fear of thee, and the heathen were scattered. And now shall the spoils of your small and great be gathered, as if one should gather locusts. So shall they mock you. The God who dwells on high is holy. Zion is filled with judgment and righteousness. They shall be delivered up to the law. Our salvation is our treasure. There are wisdom and knowledge and piety toward the Lord. These are the treasures of righteousness. Behold now, these shall be terrified with fear of you. Those whom ye feared shall cry out because of you. Messengers shall be sent bitterly weeping, entreating for peace. For the ways of these shall be made desolate. The terror of the nations has been made to cease, and the covenant with these is taken away, and ye shall by no means deem them men. The land mourns, Libanus is ashamed, Saron is become marshes, Galilee shall be laid bare, and Carmel. Now will I arise, saith the Lord. Now will I be, make sure it says right. Now will I be glorified. Now will I be exalted. Now shall ye see. Now shall ye perceive. The strength of your breath shall be vain. Fire shall devour you, and the nations shall be burnt up as a thorn in the field, cast out and burnt up. They that are afar off shall hear what I have done. They that draw nigh shall know my strength. The sinners of in Zion have departed. Trembling shall seize the ungodly. Who will teach you that a fire is kindled? Who will tell you of the eternal place? He that walks in righteousness, speaking rightly, hating transgressing. Oh, wait. I misspoke again. Let's reread this one. He that walks in righteousness, speaking rightly, hating transgression and iniquity, and shaking his hands from gifts, stopping his ears that he should not hear the judgment of blood, shutting his eyes that he should not see injustice. He shall dwell in a high cave of strong rock. Bread shall be given him, and his water shall be sure. Ye shall see a king with glory. Your eyes shall behold a land from afar. Your soul shall meditate terror. Where are the scribes? Where are the counselors? Where is he that numbers them that are growing up, even the small and great people, with whom he took not counsel, neither did he understand, a people of deep speech, so that a despised people should not hear, and there is no understanding to him that hears. Behold, the city Zion, our refuge. Thine eyes shall behold Jerusalem, a rich city, tabernacles, which shall not be shaken. neither shall the pins of her tabernacles be moved forever, neither shall her cords be at all broken. For the name of the Lord is great to you. Ye shall have a place, even rivers, and wide and spacious channels. Thou shalt not go this way, neither a vessel with oars go thereby. For my God is great, the Lord our judge shall not pass me by. The Lord is our prince, the Lord is our king, the Lord, he shall save us. Thy cords are broken, for they had no strength. Thy mast has given way, it shall not spread. The sails it shall not bear a signal until it be given up for plunder. Therefore shall many lame men take spoil, and the people dwelling among them shall by no means say, I am in pain, for their sin shall be forgiven them. I'm gonna pause real quick. Alright, I'm gonna pause right here. I will continue on Isaiah's XXXIII 24 XXXV 2 on page 868. Alright, I think I'm going to save here and end the stream. Alright, I hope you all enjoyed this stream and all that shit. Subscribe for more. Turn notifications if you like video / stream and all that shit. Basically, just turn notifications, subscribe, all that shit. Hope you enjoy this shit. Later. Two hours, 43 minutes.